Christ Palace International Ministries.
You are from above because you are born of God. You have the DNA of God. But till you grow, certain rights and privileges are not yours. Everyone who is a citizen can vote. True or false? You are lying. You see, you didn't think about what I said. A 2-year-old baby, can he vote? You see, I caught you right now. So every citizen can vote. True or false? Oh, you came to church now. In the same way, we are all citizens in heaven, but our privileges and our rights differ based on your growth. It is in your own interest to grow. So when you study the Bible, you have to learn the difference between when they say children, sons, daughters. The English just messes you up. But if you study the Greek, you begin to know what he was making reference to. So John 1 verse 12. Say, I'm from above. If you didn't hear anything, leave this place, think I'm from above. Some people are waiting to do righteous things. Then they will know that from above. No. Till you know who you are, you won't do the righteous thing. I'll repeat. Some people are saying that if I can be holy, then I will agree that I'm from above. But the truth is, the reason why you are not holy is because you don't know who you are. Because if you discover you are from above, you will become holy. All right. Let's take our time. But as many as received him, many, to them gave he power to become the sons of God. Now the word son, give it to me the NIV, is translated children. So sons, children. When you are reading, you are thinking that that word used here, yet to all who did receive him, to those who believe in his name, he gave the right to become children of God. The first word I want you to understand is called teknon. Project the words for me. Say teknon. Teknon. Project the list of words for me. Say teknon. So it means, as I illustrated to you, mommy has children. If the child is 2-year-old, 1 day old, 20-year-old, mommy can say that these are all my children. So when the Bible uses the expression teknon, it talks about the offspring. Their age does not matter. Hello? Their age does not matter because they are all children. So in John 1 verse 12, when the Bible says that anyone who received him, to them gave he power to become children of God. So we are all children of God. But among the children, our ages differ. I repeat. Among the children, our ages differ. And so the word used here as children is teknon. Go to 1 John 3 for me. Say, I'm a teknon of God. Do you know why? Because we are all children of God if you are born again. Yes. If you are not born again and we are making confession that we are teknon, you don't say son. Because you are not a teknon yet. You have to go and look for your father. Oh, see what great love the Father has lavished on us, that we should be called children of God. So to be a child of God is powerful. He said, see the love he lavished on us, that we should be called children of God. And the word there is teknon. So all of us, we have received love because we are children of God. And that is what we are. The reason the world does not know us is that it did not know him. Verse 2. Dear friends, now are we? Oh, now are we? Are we going to be? We are. Yes, you are playing the song. The hymn writer was right. He said, behold, what manner of love that the Father has given unto us. Oh, Jesus. But he said we are all children of God. And the word is teknon. Say, I'm a teknon of God. We are all children of God. And it's the love of God. Just the fact that we were once human beings and God brought us into his realm and class. Suddenly you have become royalty. You are part of the ruling class of the universe. For he made us kings and priests. Oh, I'm blessed. Because I'm a child of God. But it's not enough to be a child of God. You have to find among the children, what is your age? We are all children of God. But anyone who is born, first of all, must be a baby. True or false? When you are born, you are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They are all mine. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. They are all mine. But among these children, when I'm traveling, I know who to give responsibility to. But they are my children. Actually, on holidays or Christmas or birthdays, I might buy expensive things for these ones and these ones because they will ask for a toy and it might be expensive. This one said that please learn well. I won't give you anything. And this one might think that how come you bought these expensive things to them? You don't like me. No, the age difference. Now, I want to ask you a question. I employ somebody to hold this baby for me. I pay this lady $5,000 a month to take care of this baby. This is my baby. Now, I don't spend any amount of money on these ones. All things being good, just follow my story. I don't spend any money on these ones. Now, these ones are having a board meeting saying that Daddy likes this baby more than us because he spends $5,000 a month on this one. But for us, nothing. Would they be right? Would they be right? No. Now, look here. So we are all children of God. But when you are born again, you are what the Bible calls breath force. Say breath force. Oh, I'm teaching you Greek. Say breath force. 1 Peter 2 verse 2. As newborn babes, desire the sincere milk of the word that you may grow thereby. So when you are born, everyone who is born is a babe. And the word for babe is breath force. The breath force, is he a child of God? Yes. Oh, the breath force, is he a child of God? Yes. So in the Hebrew, what it means that the breath force is a teknon. Because teknon is, everyone is a teknon. Children. My children, my children. These are all my children. And the word is teknon. But when you are born, you are a breath force. The problem with many believers is that they are children of God, but they have stayed breath force for 5 years. They have stayed breath force for 20 years. They have sat in church and they are still breath force. The Bible says so. He does not want you to stay a baby. And the indicator of a baby is shown. He says that as newborn babes, what do? Desire the sincere milk of the word. Babies, they like milk. They like milk. True or false? And some believers, they are still on milk. They feed on milk. Now, listen to. Believe what I'm telling you. Some people, God expects them to be teachers right now. They are still babies. Hebrews 5 verse 12. Look here now. For the time you ought to be teachers, you have need that one teach you again, which be the first principles of the oracles of God. And you have become such as have need of milk, and not of strong. Oh, for everyone that useth milk is unskillful in the word of righteousness, for he is a. So, he said, in the mind of God, this baby is supposed to be like a teacher here. But the baby has spent 20 years, and yet he's still drinking milk. For everyone that uses milk is unskillful. One of the signs of breath force. Now, when you are breath force, you must grow to become, I hope maybe he's one. Let's assume he's an infant. Now, the word for infant is nepios. Say nepios. Oh, shout nepios. So we are all teknon. Do you agree? Because we are all children of God. Then everyone was born a babe. So we are all breath force, true or false? But some people have stayed babes. They have not become infants. They have not become nepios. Galatians 4 verse 1. Now you begin to identify where you are. We are all teknon. We are all breath force. Have you advanced to nepios? Have you advanced? No, don't answer for me. Tell yourself. Now I say that the heir, as long as he is a nepios, differeth nothing from a servant, though he be Lord of all. This baby can grow and become this guy. But if I want somebody to be in charge when I travel, I won't give the microphone to this boy. And yet, he's entitled to be the pastor of the church. But just because of his age, I won't give him the microphone. Now, the Bible said that you can be a child, but you look like a servant. There's a problem. I saw another son. He said, I've seen princes walk and servants are riding. Do you know why? The princes don't know they are princes. So they have stayed and behaved like servants. Many believers, they have failed to advance. So they still wear diaper and poo-poo on themselves. And they have grown. Supposed to grow. But so this guy is a king, but he's a nepios. So we can't give him responsibility. This guy will like, look at the way I'm talking, look at what the guy is doing. He's a nepios. And I understand. If this guy asks me for $1 million, I say, hey, look at me. Please, okay, look at me. Hello. How are you? How are you?
Good.
What do you want to eat right now? You don't know? You want pizza? Talk. You see the way we are relating. You understand? If I went to this guy and said, what do you want to eat? Why? The difference is growth. Nepios. Say teknon. Brephos. Nepios. Now, little children. And the word there is paidion. Yes, it's good. Don't memorize it. We don't do quiz. But just know the spelling. Paidion. And it's little children. 1 John 2 verse 13. I'm trying to make it very simple. Okay. 1 John 2 verse 13. I write unto you, fathers, because you have known him that is from the beginning. I write unto you, young men, because you have overcome the wicked one. I write unto you, little. Oh, shout it. I write unto you, little, because you have known the Father. So these are little children. You see, the little children are very composed than the nepios. They are all teknon. Brephos say that me, I can't stand. You have to carry me. Nepios is trying to close the button. But the little children, they are composed. They are a bit shy. This lady is saying that I want to go and sit down. Suddenly, this baby does not care who is laughing. But this one, they are conscious of themselves. They are growing. Some believers are brephos. So they live, they are born again, they are children of God. But they poop on themselves. If you find a believer who is born again and they are sinning, the problem is growth. They are wearing diapers. You can be a pastor and wear diapers. Don't speak in English and say that. They call themselves Christian. They are Christians who have not grown. That's the problem. So you can have a believer who is sinning. He's a believer, but he's a nepios. I want to ask you a question if you don't agree with me. This baby is an animal, true or false? Is he a human being? But this baby cannot talk. This baby cannot walk. Is he a human being? We have believers who can talk, who can walk. They can't do anything. They poo-poo, they wee-wee on themselves. Are they believers? Yes. Oh, shout it. Yes. So stop your judgmental attitude, because you don't know. They are believers. They are born again, right? But the problem of the church is that we have not told people they have to grow. So the day they got born again, they said it's okay. They work in church. They did everything, but they were just brephos. And others managed to grow. They are nepios. This boy, if I do something wrong, this boy will throw themselves on nepios. If you find believers who are drinking milk. Now, the next phase, which is mature, don't forget that these are ranges, okay? The next phase, which is the matured believer, is huios. The spelling is U-I-H-O, but the pronunciation is huios. Say huios. Now go to Romans chapter 8, verse 14 for me. For as many as are led by the Spirit of God, they are the sons of God. Now you see the difference now. He said that, okay, go to verse 16. You want to understand something right now? The Spirit himself beareth witness with our spirit that we are all the children of God. And the word children is teknon. We are all, do you agree? We are all teknon, but we are not all huios. Now the difference between us is that you are led by the Spirit. When you are led by the Spirit, it's a sign that you are a huios. So some people are teknon. They are not led by the Spirit. They are not huios yet. They have not learned it yet. So go to verse 14. For as many as are led by the Spirit of God, they are the And that where there is huios of God. You see the difference now. These ones are led by a certain wisdom. This guy should not be told, sit down, get up, change your diaper. I want to poo-poo. I want to ask you a simple question. Pardon me. If all of them stood here and poo-pooed, what will you do? All of them, I mean from here to there. All of them stood on the stage and poo-poo. What will you do? You see, we will not have a problem here. I'm even thinking that this guy has even done it. And we are okay. But if this guy decides to do it, we'll have a problem. And many believers, they have spent years in church, but they behave like a breforce. But the plan of God is for us to mature and become a huios. Look at verse 19. For the earnest expectation of the creature waited for the manifestation of the sons of. Now the question is, if you read John 1 verse 12, the Bible says we are sons of God. But the Bible said that he's waiting for certain sons. Which sons? Which sons? You got the lesson. So the teknon are here. The breforce are here. The nepios are here. What is lacking right now is the huios of God. And our plan is that all of us will grow up and become the huios of God. When you study 1 Corinthians 3 verse 2, Paul was making a reference to these people. When you still use milk and you are a breforce and a nepios drinking milk, he said, I have fed you with milk and not with meat. For hitherto you were not able to bear it. Neither yet now are ye able. Next verse. Look here. For you are yet carnal. For whereas there is among you envy and strife and division, are you not carnal and walk as men? One of the sons of breforce and nepios is that they are petty. They envy. Now, if you are a person, you have served God, and yet everything, but you are nepios. You are breforce, you have not grown. When you grow, you begin to overlook certain things. The baby, everything is, If after 20 years the baby still does, it's a problem. If you stay in church, stay with God, and after 20 years, everything you are petty, you envy, you are jealous, you are proud. You have diagnosed you breforce, nepios. And we cannot inherit our substance. Isaiah 28. The Bible said, who shall he wean from milk? We have to come to a place where we start getting weaned from milk and the breast. Whom shall he teach knowledge? And whom shall he make to understand doctrine? Say knowledge. Understand. He said, them that are weaned from milk and drawn from the breast. So, there's a place where if you stay on milk and the breast, you are not taught knowledge. You are not taught doctrine. And many believers are in church. What they are getting is milk. It is not true knowledge yet. But the Bible said, I will give you pastors after my heart. They shall feed you with knowledge and understanding. Make an appointment with me next week for part 2. God bless you. Be on your feet as we close. The key to strength is growth. Then what then is the key to growth? So you find the key to growth, then you grow. And when you grow, you become strong. So we said last week that you must grow. We are born as children of God. We are babes. Everyone is a babe. And we are all children of God. We are the teknon, the breforce. But you must grow to become the nepios, the paidin, and the huios. So you can be born again and you are still a babe.
Christ Palace International Ministries.